Hello everyone, this is Alchemisted, and this is Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. Kinda. This is the demo. I don't think we have a release date for this thing yet. But this has been something I've been interested in for a while, and as you can see, I've actually run through this twice. So I'm going to be giving my my thoughts on this. I have some I have opinions. I have opinions on this thing. Oh, God. So I am running this. So first of all, I believe this is UE5, and it comes with all the UE5 problems. This is extremely poorly optimized. So right now, I am running this. There is nothing in this game that has any right to be as demanding as this game is. So just to show you what I'm doing right now, I'm running it at 1600 by 900, so I'm not running 4K. VSync is turned off. Honestly, turn off VSync whenever you have the option. You don't need it. VSync, motion blur, etc. 30 FPS, I've locked it to that. This ain't Devil May Cry. This ain't Half-Life or Halo or any first-person shooter. You're gonna see there is literally no reason in this game that you need a blazingly high flame rate. Flame rate? Frame rate. Flame late. Yes. I can't fucking speak anymore. I don't know if it's because I'm tired or because I've had too much coffee or both. Drink some fucking water, Alchemist. Jesus Christ. I'm tired with too much caffeine in my system, so I'm gonna, my tongue is made of mush right now. Anyways. Anti-aliasing quality. I got that low, global illumination high. Honestly, you don't really need these. You don't. You really don't. Most of this is played from, the fucking base in XCOM. So you don't really need this at all. I'm going to leave it on just for this, but when I actually play the game, I'm probably going to turn all this to low because of how badly optimized it is. Now, this is a demo, and there is a message up in the corner that says, this is not the final release date of this game. I also want to point out that this demo is 6 gigabytes. There is nothing in this demo that merits 6 gigabytes of space. Nothing. Unless the textures are this is the kind of game where you could have done it you could have done this with sprite work and it would have changed nothing, essentially. You literally could have done this with sprites. You could have done this in fucking GZ Doom. You would have had to modify it, but you could have done it. I'm not kidding. There really is no reason for this to be Unreal Engine 5 bleeding edge as it is. But this is like XCOM and FTL, basically, with a little bit of mobile game thrown in. Now, thankfully, there's no microtransactions. Not yet, at least. Hopefully never. But, yeah, that's basically what you're dealing with here. So I've already gone through this twice to get a kind of a feel for it. I have kind of an idea of an optimal way of handling stuff in this tutorial, which I'll show off. The systems, though, it really kind of depends on the roll of the dice. A lot of this game is based on die rolls. Your successes are based on die rolls. It's almost like a tabletop game in that respect. And the system you enter is always randomly generated. The systems you enter, the sectors you enter, they're all randomly generated. The resources are random. So you can get fucked badly right off the bat. So I imagine there's probably going to be quite a few. Yeah, there's going to be quite a few runs of this game that end prematurely because the RNGesus has forsaken people. But I'm going to do my best. I have a system. Like, I've played it twice already. I have a kind of a system. I've tried it the second time, and it mostly worked. So we're going to see if it carries through a third attempt with another random seed. And we're going to play through it. There is no voice acting in this game. I'm of two minds of that. On the one hand, I kind of prefer that. I kind of prefer there being no voice acting. You know, people can read. You know, we can read just fine. This does not strike me as the kind of game that has a budget to get the cast in to record because of just how much text there is in the game. You're basically going to be playing through all 7 seasons of Voyager, and not just that, but you're going to be playing through your own 7 seasons of Voyager, because this is like I was discussing this with Lord Ice. This is not Voyager as it aired. This is basically Star Trek Voyager if we started playing Star Trek Adventures, and I told, and you were all gathered at the table, and I told you, we're playing Star Trek Voyager, bam, you're the crew of Voyager. We're going to play through the show, we're going to play through every season of the show, and every season is going to be based on the decisions you make. Some things might change a lot, some things might not change very much at all. That's basically the name of the game here. What is your journey as the captain of the Starship Voyager? You are still playing as Janeway. I almost wish you could have created a character for this thing, but there's always mods. So yeah, I will do my best to read the text, but there's a lot of it. You are the captain of the Federation starship USS Voyager. Manage your ship and crew, plot a course through procedurally. Stardate, whatever. Captain Catherine Janeway. Oh yeah, welcome to the Wall. A new ship, a new crew. We embark on a mission to locate a Maquis vessel. Yeah, all the cutscenes appear to take place in a room. And this game does not like my drivers. Like at all. Tuvok is undercover on the Maquis ship we're looking for. We're going to fly into the Badlands after him. I have a starship to prepare for launch and a crew to assemble. This would be This would all be much more epic if it didn't take place in a cube. I have done everything I could think of to try and fix that. I think the game just, this build of the game just does not like my graphics drivers at all. So welcome to the Bridge of Voyager. I feel like this is probably where a lot of that size is coming from. A lot of these, I have a feeling that a lot of these models and textures are ridiculously huge. Bigger than they need to be. Like I've said, you could have just made this a sprite-based game, or just hand-drawn art, and you're going to see it really wouldn't have changed a thing about the game. Gentlemen, welcome to Voyager. Ensign Kim, you're fresh from the Academy, ready for your first deep space assignment? Reporting for duty, Captain. It's an honor to be here. I hope I live up to your expectations. Oh, you're gonna die so many times, Kim. Oh, poor dumb Harry. Ensign Kim, I trust you've already met Tom Paris, our esteemed... Oh, Deadlock. Oh, fuck, Deadlock. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Oh, no. You could perma-kill Harry Kim. Oh, shit. A former Maquis pilot who will help us search the Badlands for the Maquis vessel. With all due respect, ma'am, observer is hardly a title befitting my talents. I'm the best damn pilot in this sector. Call me pilot extraordinaire, Ensign. The Maquis? Wow, I've heard a lot of stories about them. Relax. I was with Maki only for a few weeks before I was captured and sent to a lovely little penal colony in New Zealand. Prison? That's okay. You'll get to be his cellmate eventually, Harry Kim. Oh yes. When we get to the shoot in this game. Oh no. I'm going to do terrible things to these people. Enough chatter, gentlemen. All hands. This is we don't have Ensign Hottie, though. We don't have or she was a lieutenant. Wasn't it like Lieutenant Hottie? She was a Bajoran chick at the helm. Report to your stations. Helm, take us into the Badlands. Maximum warp. Okay, the Badlands. I have a suspicion that a lot of these are AI generated. Like a lot of these. You'll see what I mean. The Badlands, a treacherous region of space where violent plasma storms can cripple even the most advanced starships. Captain Janeway observes the swirling chaos from the view screen, a subtle smile playing on her lips. She's ready for the challenge. Want to undo that bow and get to know you a little better. Continue. Scanners are picking up no other vessels in the system, Captain. It's your time to shine, Mr. Paris. Any idea where your former colleagues might be hiding? I wasn't exactly Maquis of the Year, Captain, but they did prefer underground bases, remote planets, and... Captain, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm reading a coherent Tetrion beam scanning us, and a displacement wave heading toward us. So some of these look almost like screen caps from the show that have been, like, had, like, a bunch of, like, filters put over them to match, like, the AI-generated stuff. Like, I feel like there's just this mishmash of, like, AI-generated art with hand-drawn art and this shit. Again, you're gonna see what I mean. A colossal wave of turbulent energy surges towards Voyager, its power dwarfing anything the crew has ever seen. With no time to analyze the threat, emergency measures are initiated. They don't work. Yes, the emergency measure. Turn off all the lights so nobody can see what they're doing. Excellent. Red alert. Helm evasive maneuvers. No effect. The wave will intercept us in 5 seconds. You didn't even give it a chance. Brace for impact. Make sure the first officer is running across the bridge like a dumbass so he dies real fast. As the crew regains consciousness, they find their bridge in total devastation. Twisted metal, sparking consoles, and injured crewmates paint a grim picture. What just happened? So this looks hand-drawn. Like, having seen plenty of AI art, this could still be AI. It looks, at least looks a bit more hand-drawn, though, than the previous ones did. I don't remember Voyager being this fucked over at the beginning of the show. You bent the thingy! You bent the little thingy. You bent the railing. How dare you? And her comm badge is now... Her comm badge is, got a little problems with that comm badge there. Damage report. Ship's fucked. This ship is fucked up now. Major hull and deck damage. The transporters are offline and we're receiving casualty reports. Bridge to sickbay. Doctor, I've got injured crew on the bridge. Oh, he dead. Doctor. Damn. Damn it. Captain, we're losing systems across multiple decks. The deuterium tanks are empty. Warp core has gone to gray mode. We're on reserves. Barely. Gray mode basically means that we're running on fumes. Mr. Paris, take the helm. Scan for the nearest source of deuterium. External sensors are offline. Stellar cartography must be down. Voyager's blind. Janeway to engineering. We need stellar cartography back online now. Okay. So, welcome to where you'll spend most of this fucking game, and that is this screen right here. If you have played XCOM, you know what's going on basically immediately. Okay, so the engineering office is fucked. So here is the here's stellar cartography. We got to turn this thing back on. Captain, sensors are picking up something out there, but what Harry is trying to stammer is We're not in the Badlands anymore. What area is trying to stammer is we're not in the Badlands. Okay. I don't know, something about that felt weird. The wall. No matter where we go, there is always the wall. I feel like there's just like one cinematic room that just loads in all the stuff. But then here we go on the map. Can I, no, I can't. I can't rotate. I cannot choose to rotate. What is that thing? Where are we? Also, that thing looks a lot skinnier than it does on the show, but that's probably because the models here are not to scale. If our sensors are working, we just jumped over 70,000 light years into the Delta Quadrant. The Delta Quadrant? How? Captain, life support systems are failing. The array will have to wait. Mr. Paris, take the helm. Find us a deuterium source. So, in the show, right about now, Voyager's core was fixing the breach. Okay. So, ship. Offline, sickbay, engineering office. Okay, we need to repair this ASAP. Like, the first objective you really should have is reactivating the engineering office and building another one. But let's scan the system to see what we got. Now we can get deuterium. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. This is a tutorial. Caretaker is basically the game's tutorial section, so it's going to cut me off constantly. Let's just see what the system has to offer. But if you've played BattleTech or XCOM, you're gonna kind of sort of like get where we're going with this real fast. Okay, so we got a lot of metal and a lot of deuterium. So first thing we need is deuterium. So let's go ahead and head to this interstellar cube, which is actually supposed to be a cloud. But because of the way the game is loading the models, it's just a cube. Pre-release demo does not represent final quality. Okay, so you usually have a more rewarding option that's way riskier, that basically if it gets into this orange, you get nada, or you can just have a better chance of just getting a bunch of stuff. So that's what I'm going to pick. Okay, 462. We can now deactivate gray mode, which means we can power up the fucking warp core. Yeah. Good. Now, what about this thing, this array? I can't tell, Captain, but our scanner has detected a Maquis vessel next to it. Scan for life signs. No one on board. Scan the array. What about the array? Several life forms on board. Is one of them Vulcan? I'm not sure. The signals are weak. Just have to see for ourselves. I want the transporter room repaired and ready. Mr. Paris, get us to a duranium deposit. We'll need it to repair the transporter room. So I am actually going to... Let's see. 462... So we actually have like a few duranium deposits we can go to. Okay, 39. We now have all the duranium we need. Yeah. Repair. So by default you have 2 engineering teams. Building another engineering office. Yep, transporters are back online. Just press set course for the array. Not yet, motherfucker. We got stuff to do. Yeah, let's just... That's basically an instant success. I like instant success. Instant success is great. So every time we move, we consume fuel based on the ship's power needs. Let's go ahead and head over here to this debris field and get some fuel. Okay. 683. Now let's head inside the ship and get to work. let's see. So we're going to repair that engineering office. Oh, right. Hold up. I need to turn life support back on. Switch on. So you only really have access to like 2 decks. You can get access to a third, but that's basically at the end of the demo when you don't have any anything left, basically, to do. So we're going to go ahead and repair this engineering office. It's going to take 2 steps. And we are going to clear this ruined room. Like in XCOM, clearing debris. Oh, not enough work teams. What's the other fucking work team working on? Oh, right. I only have... Yeah, that's right. Duh. We cannot skip at this point, so I am going to just head to this Class J planet. Alright. Close report. So now I have 2 work teams. We are going to clear this. And we're just going to start clearing debris. Because that will get us resources, and that will give us the ability to build a cargo bay. We're going to need at least 2, and another engineering office. Collect any... Okay. Let's head to this one over here. Okay, close report. Okay, leave that for now because we're full up. Okay, so we are going to build another engineering office because having 3 work teams will speed shit up a lot. And we want to clear out the ruined rooms as fast as we can because that will allow us to build cargo bays and crew quarters because those are kind of important. Six cycles. 8 cycles. 2 system. 4 cycles away. 3 cycles away. Okay, so let's go ahead and move things forward. Enter ship. Okay, that's 2 more cycles. Remove that. Is there anything else I can remove down here? Nope, there's plenty of shit that is damaged that I need to fix. Like, I'll need to fix the workshop, science laboratory, the mess hall, etc. Like, there's a lot to do. Like, yeah, look at how much of this ship is just destroyed. Look at this shit. The whole ship is basically banjacks. So yeah, this is very much you are basically building your own starship. Deca, take note for Star Trek Online. Like if you want to do a ship customization system, like this is a way to do it, or a way to do it, not the way. Look at the fucking models. Look at that shit. So you can zoom in and like check this out, and that guy is. Wow, that guy is rocking that platinum right there. Holy shit. I hope that's not Paris with like a model glitch or something. But some of these rooms will represent like who's available. Like, is that supposed to be Chakotay? Yeah. Alright. The box. Ensign Kim and Mr. Paris, get ready for your first away mission. Pretty sure Paris has been on an away mission before. So, this is how away missions work. It's basically choose your own adventure. Decide on an approach, and then do your random die rolls. Captain, we seem to have materialized in the middle of a cornfield. So, in the show, this happens right after they fix the ship and prevent it from blowing up, and basically they all get abducted. Here, they just sent these two losers. Captain, we seem to have materialized in the middle of a cornfield. This place, it's eerily similar to Earth, but something's off. Any suggestions on what to do next? Scan for any life signs or strange energy signatures. So yeah, everybody has sort of like a different like stat they can use to do stuff. Like the risk level, like you can get like really bad consequences if you fuck up with a high risk level, and yeah, you don't want to try. You want to try not to use the same guy twice to do things because they get fatigued for a round, basically. So we're gonna have Harry Kim scan for life signs, and here's the die rolls. Harry and Tom use their tricores to scan for life signs and detect a strange energy spike emanating from a nearby area. Following the readings, they navigate through the corn and find a farm with people working the fields. An old man sits on the porch of a nearby farmhouse, strumming a banjo. Yeah, this is basically just explaining what I just explained. So every away mission is like broken up into like different like sets of challenges over here. Captain, this old man seems harmless enough. You might know what's going on here. How should we approach him? Let's see. Paris could demand to know what's going on, or he could try to read his body language, which he is much better at for some reason. Despite having a lower score. Harry and Tom discreetly observe the old man, trying to analyze his body language. Something feels off, like he is putting on an act, but they can't quite put his finger on why. Okay. It's a bit of a typo. I didn't know Kale was writing this. The old man seems perplexed by their presence, muttering about Harry and Tom being early and how it is not their turn yet. He invites them to stay on the farm and wait, offering them some fresh corn cobs. You can select more than one hero for the challenge if they possess the required skill. So yeah, if they have the required skill, you can basically select two of them. I think this is simulating that moment where like Paris and Kim basically start shoving people aside to get inside the barn. The old man isn't much help. We'll try to find the Maquis ourselves. There's a large barn behind the farmhouse. The tricord readings are off the chart. There's definitely something strange about it, especially that back wall. See, the problem with this is that while it basically gives you like a chance for critical success over here, it also fatigues both of them. Fuck it. Harry and Tom try to disrupt the energy field, causing a flicker in the air, but before they can break the illusion, the people from the field burst in, wielding farm tools as weapons. The old man appears and reveals the barn is an illusion, the back wall dissolving to show a bluish glowing room where unconscious people, including a tattooed man and a half-Klingon woman, lie on surgical tables. You see where the FTL influence is coming in, right? Sometimes you have to make major decisions that have a large influence on how the story proceeds. So I can wake up the half-Klingon woman, or I can wake up the tattooed man for 20 metal. I'm going to wake up the half-Klingon woman to get that good deuterium. My choice has consequences. Harry sprints towards the half-Klingon woman, hoping to rouse her. As he reaches out, the old man stops him, a look of concern on his face. Before Harry can react, a blinding light fills the room, and everything goes blank. So, this choice will have consequences. The two previous times, I tried to wake up Chakotay first, so I wonder if this choice determines who ends up on the ship. Anxiously awaits the return of her away team when Harry Kim... Okay. So Harry Kim goes to, like, wake up. I've changed things.
timeline change imminent. The last two times, I tried to wake up Chakotay first, and Paris materialized on the bridge, as he did in the original pilot. But if you go to wake up B'Elanna, you get Harry Kim instead. Wait, does this mean that Tom and B'Elanna get sent to the planet instead? And you know, in that case, hey Tom. Hey Tom. Also, do you see what I mean when I'm talking about like some of this looks AI generated? There's gonna be some real blatant stuff later on. But you know, hey Tom, you know, feisty Latina you and that feisty Latina Klingon woman are now all alone on the planet's surface among strangers. You know, might be a good time to find an out of the way place and get a head start on a few things. Whoa, I'm back on Voyager. What happened over there, Mr. Kim? We've lost contact with you for several hours. Hours? But we were just here, right, Tom? Tom? Seems like he's still on the array. I hope you have a hidden piloting talent because we're short. Captain, we're being hailed by the Maquis. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Tom's alone with Chakotay. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm so sorry, Tom. Oh. It's okay, Tom. It's okay. I know how to fix this, okay? So listen, Tom. Just ask him about his hobbies. Okay? Just ask Chakotay about his million personal interests. Okay? Before he is even halfway through telling you the 8 million things the show comes up with that Chakotay is suddenly interested in and knowledgeable about, the ship will come and rescue you. Just let the man talk. Just let the man talk. Oh no. Starfleet, I don't know what you did to our commander, but I can still ram this wreck into your precious starship. Roll credits. Ram us? One of our own is also missing. It would make sense to postpone the ramming until we're all accounted for. Yes, B'Elanna. Postpone the ramming until Tom Paris is back on the ship. Okay, once Tom is on the ship, the ramming can commence. Does that sound reasonable? We're beaming over. Despite Janeway's invitation, try not to look so bored, B'Elanna. Jeez. The arrival of the Maku crew is fraught with tension. Both sides remain wary as they prepare to discuss their shared predicament. Don't play games, Starfleet. We're armed and ready to defend ourselves. I wouldn't have it any other way. Glad to have you back, Tuvok. Likewise, Captain. Miss Torres, I must inform you that I was assigned to infiltrate the Maquis. I never liked you, Vulcan. That is unsurprising. I assure you, I performed my Maquis duties to the high standards. Yeah, I'm killing Tuvix. I'm killing Tuvix. I'm killing him twice if I can. You win some, you lose some. Let's focus on bringing Mr. Paris and the commander back. His name is Chakotay, and we can't get back in that easy. They're sealed and their communications are cut off. Oh no. I just remembered something. So really early on in Voyager, there was a thing when they really just did not know what to do with Chakotay early on in Voyager, and there was a period of time when they were trying to make him and B'Elanna a thing. Like really early on, there was like this weird, B'Elanna would have just sort of like a night like sexy dreams of like Chakotay and shit in like this one episode. Like, I think they were trying at like a triangle between her, Chakotay, and Seska. But Jerry Taylor kept trying to shove Janeway in with him. I think that it must have been Beltran who finally vetoed. It must have been him who said no to every one of those things. Because I remember there was a episode that was almost specifically written like a cheesy romance novel between Janeway and Chakotay, where they were gonna die if they left like this one planet, so Voyager had to leave them behind. And so they were like surviving in the wilderness together. Like, before this point, Janeway had been shown to have like this holodeck hobby of like role playing as a governess, right? So like this seemed to like play directly to her character's interests. And from what I understand, Kate Mulgrew wanted that to go further with Chakotay, but Beltran did not. Like, there's actually like the actors are of like two different opinions as to exactly what happened on that rock they were stranded on for months and months. So yeah, there was a lot of funky stuff going on in those early seasons of Voyager. And a lot of it revolved around Chakotay's character. Beltran hated Chakotay. He loved the job, he hated the character. Because they just didn't know what the fuck to do with him. And it gets to a point where you can almost tell that Beltran kind of has stopped giving a shit a little bit. They even tried to pair him with Seven of Nine, really out of nowhere in the final season of the show. Yeah. And we can't get back into that easy. Their shield and their communications are cut off. Lieutenant Tuvok, get down engineering and find a way to bypass whatever's jamming our communications. Report back as soon as you have a solution. Captain, the ship's status remains critical. Repair protocols are an imperative. We require resources in the engineering office to mobilize additional workforces. Prioritize life support, secure core decks, and restore Deck 5 functionality first to gain access to the engineering office. I already did that. Life support restored on Deck 5. Engineering office is now accessible. Engineering office fully operational again. We now have an additional work team to carry out two tasks simultaneously. Well, they're kind of busy right now, Tuvok. Logically, we should now refocus on Deck 2 and the mess hall to ensure the crew's food supply, maintaining their physical endurance. This requires reactivating life support in that section first, which is already done. Life support restored. Access to the mess hall is now possible. However, it has sustained extensive damage. Emergency rations are currently deployed. After repair, the crew can access replicator rations again. Bully for them. Okay, so we're still building that second office. So we're actually, let's see, one cycle away. How many? 2 cycles, 6 cycles. So 2 cycles, 4 cycles, 5 cycles. That is precisely 6 cycles. And it has a deuterium refill, so we're going to fly over here. Yep, close report. Close report. Let's see, let's grab that deuterium to restock. And lost due to full storage. Yeah, that's why we want to get that storage fixed pronto. Okay, so we now have 2 engineering offices, so we can do 3 things at once, which is good. Holodeck, no life support. That's the mess hall beeping at me right now. So what I want to do is we're going to fix the mess hall. Repair some progress. Maybe we should rebuild some crew quarters? Yeah, that's what I'm working on, Harry. So with those, we can mostly just divert this to crew quarters. Emergency quarters. Yep. Maintenance crew. Emergency quarters. So that's, let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah, so basically this whole area we can divert to, dedicate to crew quarters. So we're going to want to build a cargo bay. We're going to be prompted later to build a second cargo bay. And I think that these are the spaces I'm going to devote. Oh, no. I might devote this to a cargo bay. And, yeah. I think I devoted this and a little bit of this to a cargo bay. We shall see. We shall see. Okay, so 3 cycles, 2 system. We have 24... duranium, so we're gonna fly to this thing. Okay. Close report. Completed. We should switch to the replicator rations now. Let's see. Build enough crew quarters to inhabit all your crew. You get little side quests to meet like various logistical demands. Premium replicator rations. And that call button is now going to annoy the shit out of us. So let's go ahead and get started on... Not the cargo bay yet. Oh, we need that duranium. Let's go ahead and clear this debris. Let's see, 1, 2... It feels like picking the more risky options just isn't worth it here. So 940, that's 2 cycles away. Okay. Caretaker. Captain, the array's jamming signal has been neutralized. We should be able to establish communication. Let's hope they respond. Hail the array. Who is this? Why are you bothering me? Oh, it's you. Why are you back? You don't have what I need. I remember that voice, Captain. It's the old man with the banjo, but his form is entirely different compared to how he appeared on the array. Captain Janeway with Search and Voyager, we mean you no harm. We just want our people back. Your people are no longer here. They might have what I need. They'll just have to leave them. Scan the array for Tom and Chakotay. I won't rely on the words of a stranger. Scan the array for life signs. No sign of them, and no humanoid life forms indicated at all. Or what are we talking to right now? Let's see. Let Taurus talk. Let's not. Let's not. You know what? No, let's let Taurus talk. Listen up here, Gramps. Return Chakotay or I'll use that banjo in ways only a Klingon could. You are so... insignificant. I have no time for this. Just isn't enough time. Time for what? No, you're stealing my time. Don't you understand? I don't have time. Not enough time. We've been cut off. Miss Torres, your blunt Maquis tactics were useless. I know how to survive your ladyship. It's not like the Federation ever gave us a chance to practice diplomacy. Captain, Commander, I fail to see how this spirited debate will help us locate our missing crew members. Perhaps a more logical approach would be beneficial. You're right, Tuvok. It seems that the Delta Quadrant is getting to our heads. What do you suggest? I have observed that the array has been sending energy pulses towards the 5th planet of the neighboring system ever since our arrival. Given the lack of information regarding our missing crew's location, investigating this planet appears to be the most logical next step. It's the only lead we have. Thoughts, Miss Torres? We're stuck with each other, Janeway. We work together and go our separate ways. How the fuck are you going to go your separate ways in the Delta Quadrant? Helm, set course for the 5th planet of the neighboring system. Let's find our people. Set course for the 5th planet. Maximum warp. Yeah, in a minute. In a minute. Actually, you know. Ship. One cycle, one cycle. 4 cycles. You know what? Hang on. Hold on. We're gonna go to this demon planet right here. Ruined room. Let's see. We're gonna leave that for now, because we will be back. And we are going to use that travel time to build some friggin' quarters. I have 21. Do I have enough for... Nope, I don't. I do have enough for a cargo bay, but do I have... I don't really have anywhere to put it, so I'm just gonna clear out this, let's see, holodeck. Yeah, I'm gonna clear out this ruined room here. Oh, life support is disabled for this deck. Well, shit. I'll clear out this ruined room instead. And that will give me back some stuff. And by the time we get to that next system, all of this should be done. Sector. So, yeah, this is completely different from what it looked like before. Let's see, system 4 cycles away. Enter ship. Okay, only 10 more of those. Meanwhile, we are going to continue clearing shit out. Let's see. You know what? We're just going to clear this out. 6 cycles, and then I'll build the second cargo bay over there. And let's see, ruined room. Is there something I can work on fixing? Let's see. We're going to need the workshop, so let's go ahead and repair that. It's not really going to matter in the context of this demo, but I do want to put a hydroponics room up here to help feed the fucking crew. Because this is a game where morale, that's your morale right up here, is going to be essential to monitor. This game strikes me very much like a Peace Walker, like Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, where the army moves on its stomach, essentially, and so, like, as long as you keep your morale high, you're basically fucking unstoppable. So let's go ahead and scan this whole system to illuminate the resources we have available. Alright. So we are at 644. Let's go ahead and head to this Class D right here to get that good metal. Or we could fly this way. Fly this way. Fly this route and pick up a bunch of good shit. Let's do that. Okay. Okay, scan the anomaly. Let's get some good old science. We have science. That is necessary. There's actually like a perk tree, essentially, in this game. Leave the storage room alone. Okay, real borderline on that, but we now have 71. So I'm actually gonna hold off on picking up anything new. We're going to go ahead and build that last crew quarters right now. Okay. And you, we should have enough for the cargo bay. Yep. And that will increase the amount of stuff we can hold. And then I'll put another cargo bay over here when the game asks me to do it, because the game's gonna like go like, hey, we're running out of room. Okay, we need to get sick bay back online too, but I can wait to do that until a little bit later. So let's go ahead and get some metal back. Not much, but every little bit counts. There's a dead Talaxian Baxial freighter. So we're gonna just raid it for deuterium. And get barely fuck all. Lovely. You win some, you lose some. Hopefully this demon planet has gas. Plus 400 morale. Let's see. We could use the tractor beam to try and clump up the debris for easier collection, which for some reason is more risky. Or we could just instantly succeed, which is... yeah. Why wouldn't you just pick that one? Okay, so that's where the cargo bay is going to be. Phaser control room. So... let's go ahead and repair the science laboratory. And, let's see, sick bay. Seeing as I have B'Elanna on board, let's put BLT in charge of engineering already. Let's see, workshop. Let's see, plus 20 to room efficiency. Why not? And if you zoom in, like on the engine room, yeah, there she'd be. We're also going to have to repair a phaser control, the shield generator, and the torpedo launch bay. Honestly, I'm probably going to repair the torpedo launch bay and then immediately turn it off because you don't really need it, at least in the scope of this demo. So, okay. We are a little sparse on metal, so I'm going to go ahead and head to the shipwreck real quick. Also, this is only 3 cycles away, which makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Okay. Let's see. Give me the metal. Okay, I have metal, and I have free work teams. So let's go ahead and get some stuff fixed. Let's see, let's repair that shield generator. Let's repair the phaser control room. And let's repair the torpedo bay. At this point, I have pretty much everything I'm going to need. For the rest of this demo, essentially. But, you know, if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. I do like that when you zoom in on these. But then again, like I said, this could have just been sprite-based, and it would have been fine.
There's the, so, when Voyager first started, Janeway was very nonplussed when Neelix took her private dining room and turned it into his kitchen. So I like that that is represented in this game. That's a nice detail that they paid attention to. I also like that they also replicated the props. Like the prop chairs. This is an actual chair that you can buy. It's kind of expensive, though. But there's actually, like, a website. I forget what it's called. I'll post a link to it if I can find it, if I can dig it up. But there's actually a website dedicated to identifying all of the furniture that they used across all the Star Trek shows. Because most of it is real furniture that you can buy. And I do like that this is also in the right place. This is on the right place on deck 2. Unfortunately, it's right above where Janeway's quarters is supposed to be. Janeway's quarters not looking too hot. So everybody is just bunking up. Everybody is living the modern military experience in these emergency rooms. Just bunking together. That's going to be... Those quarters are going to be fragrant. Holy shit. Okay, so we're doing good on deuterium right now. Let's go ahead and head to Ocampa. Captain, we've reached our destination. Orders? Continue. We enter the room. Why is this here? Let's see what we have here. So this, again, this looks almost like a capture from the episode that they have really just crunched with, like, crunchified with the, with a bunch of, like, Photoshop filters. Following the Caretaker's energy pulses, Voyager discovers a desert planet with a harsh, unforgiving landscape. Are Tom Paris and Captain Chakotay perhaps being held in this place? I'm so sorry, Tom. What makes this place so special? Do a general scan of the planet. Let's see what we can learn about this planet. It has all the basic characteristics of an M-class planet, but no ocean, no river, nothing. However, no ocean, singular, no river, singular, nothing. Someone needs to put someone needs to do a spell checking pass. Listen, this game is gonna have a lot of fucking text, okay? A lot of text. Let's see, analyze the planet's atmosphere. The atmosphere contains no nucleogenic particles. The planet is incapable of producing rain. I've studied thousands of M-class planets. I've never seen an atmosphere without nucleogenics. There must have been some kind of extraordinary environmental disaster. You can study the planet in detail after we've rescued Chakotay. Check the energy impulses. Anything noteworthy about the energy pulses? They are consistently targeting a single location, a barren piece of the desert. I recommend an away team investigates the area. There is something else. The interval between each pulse has decreased by 0.47 seconds since we left the rate. 47. Take a drink. 47. They're getting faster. The entity said he's running out of time, right? Whatever that means, we better hurry. Prepare an away team. We'll examine this world firsthand. Oh, and so he arrives. Just shoot him. Captain, a small ship is approaching. They're hailing us. Red alert, open fire. On screen. This guy. Oh my god. So this guy, so Neelix is what happens when they try to make fetch happen. So there was a character in Deep Space Nine, Quark. He is kind of a lovable rogue kind of character, really sort of like cunning gambler of a character.
He was a thief, but he had a code, right? He had, like, the man had principles that he wouldn't, he wasn't going to compromise on. And so even though he wasn't exactly an angel, fans really grew attached to him because this guy, Quark might screw you over, but he wasn't going to do it out of malice, and he wasn't going to kill you. At least he wouldn't let you get killed unless you were someone who really had it coming, which happened a few times in the show. But fans really grew attached to him. He was honestly like one of the best characters on the show. He had some of the best storylines, some of the most fun episodes, like the Magnificent Ferengi, like, is one of my favorite episodes of the entire series. The point is, fans loved the character. He was a breakout character for the show, and so they decided to try to... That was all an accident. That just happened, right? The writers of Star Trek, the producers rather, tried to deliberately engineer a Quark character for Voyager instead of just making a good character and letting the fans decide whether or not they liked the character. Thus was born Neelix the Hedgehog. Okay, Neelix has two traits that are consistent throughout the entire fucking show. He's annoying and overbearing, and he's a shitty cook. That's it. That's it. And that's the vast majority of his development over the course of the series. Like, he loses a lung. He loses his lungs at one point. Oh, he loses his lungs at one point. Oh. Oh, that's right. Oh, you're gonna lose your lungs, buddy. You're gonna lose your lungs, and I get to decide your fate. But like, he loses his lungs at one point, and he gets kind of like a happily ever after. He gets to ride off in the sunset just before the show ends. But he really just does not. The Neelix you get at the beginning of the series is basically only like one step removed from the Neelix you get at the end. Pretty much. He's just kind of a static, flatulent dude. And I mean flat. There was an ongoing thing on the set of Voyager. There are some cons where Garrett Wang and Jerry Ryan were like talking about this. There was like a fart war on Voyager. I am not making this up. Basically, it was mostly between, at least according to Garrett Wang. Jerry Ryan says that Garrett Wang was in on this too, and he denies it. But according to Garrett Wang, it was largely between three people: Tim Russ, Ethan Phillips, and Robert Duncan McNeil, who played Paris. They would basically just sort of like go to war with each other and Garrett. And sort of just drive by each other. Garrett Wang described one instance in which they were shooting inside the shuttlecraft set, and as soon as they were done, as soon as cut was called, the door to the shuttlecraft like flew open and a bunch of people ran out of it, and Ethan Phillips, the Neelix's actor, just walked out of it laughing his ass off. So yeah, there's some inside baseball in what was going on in Voyager, the fart wars. This motherfucker was apparently the worst of them all, again, according to Garrett Wang, whom Jerry Ryan said was full of shit. Or at least she seemed to heavily imply he was selectively remembering things. A peculiar alien with a mischievous grin greets Voyager from his chaotic vessel. Neither Starfleet nor the Maquis have ever seen such a species before. Perhaps an inhabitant of the Delta Quadrant? Just shoot. Just shoot. Try and beam him through the shields. Could be fun. Greetings. Looking for something on this dusty old rock? Would we find anything, Mr. Neelix? Never seen a shipwreck like yours. Let me guess. You were whisked away from somewhere else in the galaxy and brought here against your will. Sounds as though you've heard this story before. Thousands of times. Well, hundreds of times. Maybe 50 times. But the Caretaker has been bringing ships here for months now. The Caretaker? That's what the Ocampa call him. He probably snatched some of your crew, too, right? They're likely down on the planet with the Ocampa. But, Captain, it's a tricky place. Dangerous. You could use a guide, but, of course, a guide needs a little, you know. Please. No. Please don't finish that. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, I hope you enjoy your time in that iron lung, asshole. Compensation? Sounds fair. Wonderful. To be honest, I've had it rough recently. I'm joking. Or am I? I've had it rough recently. Those pesky void voles have been nibbling away at my supplies. Some food and water would be most welcome. If you help us find our missing crew, you can have all the food and water you want. You can have all the shitty rations you want, yes. It's a deal. Neelix recruited. I'm just going to go ahead. Just going to go ahead. Just going to go ahead. Just going to... Just... +4 to crew morale each cycle. So, restaurants. Has he modified the dining room yet? He's just fucking standing in there. Look at him. Just standing in there, plotting the destruction of a dining room. Also, the turbo lifts. I don't know where you're getting off. This deck ain't got no life support. Yeah. So, you know, unlike Star Trek fucking Discovery, the turbolift is an actual, like, travel shaft and not a fucking Willy Wonka ride. Huh. Also, there's only one, like, turbo shaft network. I don't like the fact that there's so many, like, turbo lift. There should only be, like, one turbo lift with, like, a couple spare cars on the ship. Because there really is only one. Really only one. Like, these things look like they're going to be playing fucking bumper cars. Okay, I still got, like, a couple cycles. So, basically, now I have to wait and consume deuterium. Because now I have access to skip cycle. Rebuild Voyager and explore the system or skip cycles until Neelix is ready to talk. Yes, I have to waste fuel waiting for Neelix's ass to fucking talk to me. Fuck you, Neelix. At least. Okay, so 87. I'm actually going to switch these off. We'll leave the shield generator on. But I don't need, like, the weapons on right now. Like, this game is going to get real into power management. Like, crazy. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and start clearing some more room. It's nice and dark in there. Anyways. Alright. Fucking. Okay, torpedo launch bay. We're gonna turn that off too. let's switch that off for now. We don't need it. We don't need the power. And we can't upgrade the engines either right now. So, yeah. We're better off. Okay. You finally want to fucking talk to me, Neelix? What a delicious meal. A culinary masterpiece. I've never encountered such a tangy but comforting, smooth yet vibrant concoction. What was it called again? Tomato soup. Tomato soup! I'm something of a culinary wizard myself, you know. My Altharian hair pasta bowl is widely known for its bold, mouth-watering taste. Mr. Neelix, I am pleased you are enjoying yourself, but we need your assistance. Now. Ah, yes, you're missing crew, right. Scan the southern continent and look for a range of dead volcanoes. At their foot, you'll find a Kazon Ogla encampment. Kazon what? One Kazon sect of many. They're Timu Klingons, Balana. They're dishonorable. They control this part of the quadrant. They're a bit difficult, but with the right approach, even they can be reasoned with. I thought you said the Okampa had her people. Well, the Okampa do have your people. It's just finding them is a bit tricky. My old pal Maj Jabin, the Ogla leader, might know where to look. He's a nice guy, a bit gruff, but he owes me a favor. Yeah, can you give me a little bit more than that? Anything else we should know about these Kazon? They suck, and they're stupid. They're stupid, stupid aliens. They're so fucking stupid, the Borg refused to assimilate them. Yes, that's canon. That is actual, in-universe canon. Water's a precious commodity around these parts. The Ogla, they mostly get theirs through trade, so a little liquid diplomacy would go a long way. Very well. Prepare an away team, and you'll accompany them, Mr. Neelix. Okay, let's see. To system. We're right here. We've reached our destination. Send an away team. So we're going to send Tuvok. And we're going to send... God. 28, 22. We're going to send Harry Kim. And there's poor Tom. Again, this looks like a picture from the show that has been crunchified in a photo editor. The away team materializes in a small valley between the dead volcanoes. Although this doesn't look like Caretaker, does it? Is this... There was an episode where, like, Paris and Tuvok were stranded in a desert. Is this Gravity? I think it was called Gravity. The sun burns down on them mercilessly. The air is hot and dry, and a sandy wind whips into their eyes. Captain, our tricorders are malfunctioning. Probably because of the energy impulses. How do we get our bearings? Oh, so that would be like... Alright, only Tuvok can get them through this. It's a canon event. Tuvok is the MVP. The away team pushes forward, battling the strong winds and low visibility. Finally, they emerge onto a ledge with a clear view of the surrounding area. In the distance, they spot the Kazon Ogla settlement. However, the wind is picking up, and a massive sandstorm is approaching from the south. Captain, a sandstorm is heading our way. We need to find cover fast. Let's see. Analyze the area and evacuate to the best cover for the sandstorm. Alright. It's up to you, Kim. The away team quickly analyzes the terrain, discovering a natural crevice offering the best protection from the storm. The rock walls shield them from the worst of the wind and the sand. After what seems like eternity, the storm subsides. The away team emerges, unharmed, and sets off in the direction of the Kazon Ogla settlement. We got 10 science! Mission risks. Yeah, basically like... Yeah, certain actions are more risky, and if you fuck up, bad things happen. We've reached the settlement. How should we approach the people here? Approach intimidatingly. Weapons at the ready. Yes! Talaxian, let Neelix do the introduction. Yes. Let Neelix get shot. I love this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it. Neelix bounds forward, greeting the Kazon Ogla in his usual boisterous manner. The women and children seem to recognize him, but their expressions are skeptical rather than welcoming. Oof. The men approach cautiously, weapons in hand. A tall Kazon emerges from the settlement. Jabin, their leader. At the sight of Neelix, his face darkens. In the background, a badly bruised young woman who looks nothing like the Kazon, but more like a human with pointy ears, peers around a corner.
Look at that fucking expression. That's a common expression when Neelix is concerned.
Seems like the Kazon don't find Neelix as charming as he led us to believe. How should we appease them, Captain?
Tuvok, open fire!
Yep.
Tuvok, open fire. Open fire.
Let's see. Let's see. We could demonstrate that they have no bad intention. We have no bad intentions. And that'll give us plus 100 morale. Or we could get 15 metal. Thing is, we kind of already have all the things we're going to need in this demo already. And I'm not too worried about morale, though.
Yeah, let's go ahead and let Kim handle this. Offer water in exchange for information about the Ocampa.
The Way team offers Jabin water from their replicators. Fascinated by this technology, Jabin accepts the offer and becomes more receptive. He explains that the Ocampa live underground, their access controlled by the Caretaker, who also provides their only source of water. As proof, Jabin points to the bruised Ocampa woman he is holding as a slave, explaining that she is one of the few who managed to reach the surface. And suddenly, Neelix grabs a phaser! He's gone rampant, boys! Take him out! He points it at Jabin and demands for the Ocampan girl to be freed. Things are getting out of hand, Captain. We should retreat. Yes, Tuvok. Tuvok goes Master Chief on them. Secure the retreat with phaser fire. And we recruited Cass. The Way team lays down covering fire, forcing the Kazon to take cover. This allows them to minimize their exposure to enemy fire. Jabin, though furious, seems to acknowledge the away team's fighting skills. They escape with no casualties. Kim is the highest level character I have. So, I played, like, back in the day, what I used to love doing is playing Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Like, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is like it's like structured like a board game in story mode. And so, like, based upon, like, how you do certain things, certain characters will get, like, power, like, speed, attack, and, like, defense buffs. And what I used to do was make sure Krillin got all the buffs so that he would be the one to beat Super Boo at the end of Dragon Ball Z. Like, if you remember, like, those of you who are watching have been watching my channel forever, like, way back in the day, remember, David JHB00, we used to play, Budokai 2, and we used to, like, just sort of, like, stream it over Skype, and, yeah, we would make Krillin the ultimate badass, and, he would just fucking wipe out Super Boo at the end of Z. It was great. Harry Kim is the Krillin of Star Trek Voyager. Safely back on Voyager, Neelix surprises the rest of the away team as he and the rescued woman kiss passionately. No accounting for taste. And I say that in both directions. If you know, you know. How deep does the relationship between the two go? My dearest Cass, didn't I promise I'd save you? I knew you'd come for me, my love. You lied and endangered my crew. That's not how trust is built, Mr. Neelix. He was desperate, Captain, but I understand. I want to repay you and your crew for saving me. As Jabin said, the access to the underground city is controlled by the Caretaker. There is a tunnel, but the Caretaker sealed it with a security barrier. may be able to transport through the barrier if it had the slightest breach. A transporter signal amplifier would be necessary. Excellent idea. Cass, can you help us once we've located the breach? Of course, it's the least I can do. I'm grateful. Now, ask Cass why she came to the surface. I felt a strong pull to explore the world beyond the city. I yearned for the freedom to discover new things and learn about myself. Seeing my people so dependent on the Caretaker, unable to even think for themselves, it was unbearable. We were once a pair of people who had full command of our mind's abilities. Ask how Cass and Neelix met. I met Cass while I was trading with the K's on Ogla. They enslaved her, but she was kind, even to someone like me. I had to get her out. He visited, brought me gifts, made me laugh. He was the only good thing in that terrible place. We fell in love, which... I don't know. I admit I used you, Captain. I apologize, but I'd do it again in a heartbeat. It sounds more like Stockholm Syndrome to me, but, yeah, whatever. Ask Cass what she knows about the Caretaker. What can you tell us about the Caretaker? For generations, he has provided the Ocampo with food, water, energy, and protection from the outside world. Any idea why he does it, or where he came from? No. We do have stories about him, but they're just stories and legends. Alright, someone get started on that transporter signal amplifier, and Kess will go to sickbay and have you examined. Captain, the science lab is back online. We can start researching the signal amplifier. Computer, initiate emergency medical holographic program. So, you see what I mean by the AI shit? This looks like a combination of AI and bad Photoshop. With no other options available, Captain Janeway activates Voyager's emergency medical hologram. A shimmering figure materializes in sickbay, ready to provide critical care. Please state the nature of the medical emergency. Doctor, our chief medical officer is dead. You have to take care of sickbay for now, and this patient, Cass. There's no need for concern. I am capable of treating any injury or disease. A broken ulna, a few minor bruises and grazes. Nothing I can't handle. You are in the most capable hands, young lady. Thank you, Doctor. That's very kind of you. I expect you to do your best, Doctor. Do my best, Captain. I'm programmed for optimal medical care. What else would I do? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a patient to attend to, and a sickbay to reorganize. Okay. Research this. What are we working on right now? Okay. Well, I got a bunch of work crews, so I'm just going to go ahead and have you guys clear that. That's going to be like 3 cycles. Okay, so let's skip the cycle. Yeah, close report. Skip cycle. Tutorial tech tree. Here we go with the tech tree. Signal amplifier. Signal amplifier blueprint. Close report. Captain, the blueprint for the signal amplifiers. The signal amplifier are complete. However, to start production, we need to repair the workshop. Workshop repaired. We need to start the production of the signal amplifier. Alright. Meanwhile, let's look at the tech tree. So, yep, here's the perk tree I was talking about. So, what I'm going to do, even though it really doesn't matter. Let's see. Crew quarters, science, active scan, Bassard collectors. Okay. Points of interest. Increases. Yeah. It increases. Doesn't increase it, it increases. What is that? Who the hell knows? And there's a lot of Borg shit. There's a tree for Borg shit. So, yeah. I know that there's some pretty gnarly Borg shit that's visible in the fucking thing already. Let's see. Inspired workforce. Bonuses are increased by 25%.
That is going to be pretty important, but what I'm really looking for is hydroponics. Holodeck, mess hall, crew quarters, emergency rations. So there is like a hydroponics lab that you need to produce food so you're not constantly burdening the fucking ship. Let's go ahead and research inspired workforce for now. So we'll get those morale gains, even though we're already cooking with morale right now. Okay. So 3 more cycles. I might actually need to fly somewhere and secure some deuterium. It's kind of stupid that you have to secure deuterium. So what the red things are, the Bassard collectors on the nacelles, that is supposed to gather free hydrogen to fuel the ship. Like, that's what those are for. So the fact that deuterium is such a, like, you have to find deuterium. The ship is literally designed to gas itself up with hydrogen. And that's what deuterium is. It's just heavy hydrogen. Okay. Yep, collect any easily accessible resources. Let's go ahead and fly over here. The signal amplifier has been completed and is ready for use. Okay. Well, in a minute, Tuvok. In the hopes of finding... Hold up. Hold up. Return later. No? Okay. You saw that, right? In the hopes of finding Ensign Kim and Lieutenant Torres, so that text is not correct. Okay, so we've cleared out everything we can. What about the tech tree? Okay, that's... yeah, 3 cycles remaining. Active scan navigation. Hydroponics bay. There it is. 50 food every 10 cycle. Additional plus 20. 70 food every 10 cycles. 90 food every 10 cycles. Yeah, that's going to be important. I'm surprised that I haven't gotten the message to build another cargo bay. Not that we need to. We're also almost, like, topped off on morale. Okay, shield generator. Oh, I can't assign anyone if it's turned off. But yeah, Tuvok is definitely going to phaser control. That's a canon event. Send away team. Let's see. Tuvok. Harry Kim. Why would we not send Harry Kim? He's the highest level guy we got. Upon materializing near the tunnel entrance, a group of Kazon is already there, tinkering with the security barrier in frustration. As soon as they notice the away team, they flinch in fear and back off a bit. Watch out, shouts one of them. The foreign warriors are back. That's spacist. Captain, the Kazon seem hesitant, almost fearful. What are our orders? Tuvok. Ignore the Kazon and proceed directly to the tunnel entrance. I'm easily entertained. This seems like a mistake. The away team's bold move takes the Kazon by surprise. A few Kazon fire warning shots, but quickly cease fire when the away team shows no reaction. The Kazon make no further attempts to interfere as the away team enters the tunnel. That's the first time Tuvok, in like 3 attempts, that Tuvok has botched. Let's see, use the amplifier to locate breaches in the barrier. Oh, Kim's just gonna crit this shit. It doesn't matter what we do, Harry Kim will critically succeed. The away team deploys the transporter signal amplifier, carefully scanning the barrier for any vulnerabilities. After a tense few minutes, they locate a small breach in the energy field. They successfully transport themselves through the opening and into the tunnel. Beyond the barrier, the tunnel opens to a breathtaking sight. Embedded into a large cavern, a futuristic environment with smooth white walls emerges in front of the away team, glowing in a warm white light and littered with patches of green. The Ocampa City. Captain, we're inside the Ocampa City, but it's a maze of streets and chambers. How should we proceed to find Tom and Chakotay? Let's see. Conduct a systematic search of the city. Let's see. Let Cass lead the search. Or, yeah, let's just let Cass lead the search. Cass is going to ace this, and it gets us 200 morale. Cass approaches a group of Ocampa, respectfully asking for assistance in locating the missing Tom and Chakotay. The Ocampa, touched by her concern, eagerly provide directions to a medical facility. The away team eventually finds their crew members, awake but disoriented, surrounded by strange medical equipment. Chakotay instinctively reaches for a weapon, but before any confrontation can occur, the ground starts to shake violently. This is playing out very differently than the episode. A message from Captain Janeway cuts through the joy of the reunion. Right. The Caretaker array has apparently repositioned itself. The only one who would be feeling joy at this right now would be Harry Kim, and that's only if you consider the fan fiction canon. The Caretaker array has apparently repositioned itself and is now firing at the tunnel entrance. We need to get out of here. Tuvok, time to shoot things. Yes. Yes, Tuvok. Crush, kill, destroy. It is only logical. The away team clears a path to the collapsing tunnels, using their phasers to blast away debris and create a safe passage. They dodge falling rocks and collapsing ceilings, ensuring everyone escapes safely. Soon they reach the exit, the security barrier, the only thing standing between them and their escape. The tremors are interfering with the signal amplifier's focus. The connection is constantly being interrupted. We can't beam out like this. That's okay. What the fuck? Everybody else fails this, but Harry Kim can only succeed. Harry Kim, the true hero of Star Trek Voyager. Let's see. Do it, Kim. Critical success. He rolled a 1. Holy shit. Oh my god. So, the reason that's funny to me is because Star Trek Adventures, the tabletop RPG, is a 2d20 system. So, what that is, basically, if you're familiar with Dungeons & Dragons, or at least the memes, when you roll a d20, if it hits lands on a 20 in Dungeons & Dragons, that's a critical success. In some variants of the system, in some editions, it's a critical success regardless of the circumstances. In some others, it's basically just like additive. Like you need to roll like over a 30 or like some dumb shit. In Star Trek Adventures, a 2d20 system, it's reversed. Where basically a 1 is a critical success. And the way it works is a task has a certain difficulty. Let's say you want to do something and I tell you that it's a difficulty 3 task. That means you need at least 3 successes to do it. Customarily, you would roll 2 dice. And if those dice roll at or below a certain discipline that you have related to that task, you get a success. Now, if you roll a 1, you get a critical success. And what that means is you automatically get 2 successes. Just straight up.
So if you roll a 1 and let's say a 5 on the other dice, that means that 1 was 2 successes and that 5 was 1 success. So you get 3 successes, you just succeeded at the task. Harry Kim just did the equivalent of rolling 2 1s on this, essentially. So in the last long-term campaign that I ran, there was an NPC ship that a couple of the players spent some time on called the Alcubierre. It was a Intrepid class starship, and it was this thing. So the way it works when you roll NPC ships in Star Trek Adventures is you have like a target number that's set. You don't like make individual sheets. You just have a target number, right? Depending on how good that crew is. Usually that target number for your average level crew is going to be like 12 to 13 for a decently trained crew, right? The Alcubierre, I was rolling for 12. So I was low balling it, right? For the Alcubierre crew. But something about this ship in particular, this fucking ship, the Alcubierre, and all the people on it, just seem to have the most incredible fucking hot streak regarding any task they could be involved with. Every fucking time they did anything, they would just crit. And it wasn't like a random number generator either. I was rolling actual dice, and something about this ship and these people, they just kept fucking critting over and over and over again. And it like culminated in the Alcubierre engaging a giant biomechanical construct on like a frozen moon. Or it wasn't really, it was like an ice planet. It wasn't really a frozen moon. But they're engaging, if you know, for those of you who play Star Trek Adventures, those of you who are aware of who've played in the Shackleton setting will probably know about a planet called Pilatka, or a system called Pilatka, and there's a planet with a base on it called the Ramble, essentially, like this frozen planet. They were engaging the players and some other NPCs were engaging a massive alien biomechanical construct on this ice planet. And the Alcubierre rolled so fucking well. And her crew. Because the ship has its own dice. So I rolled the 2 crew dice, and then I rolled the ship's dice whenever it does anything, right? This fucking ship, this NPC ship with no special talents to its name, just like a featureless NPC crew who are all just names on a sheet of paper with some minor descriptions next to them. These motherfuckers flew this Intrepid down almost directly into the surface and just tractor beamed this fucking thing, ripped it out of the ice, and dragged it at fucking supersonic speeds along the tundra. Like, this ship had the most bizarre, badass fucking luck. It had better luck than the players. It had better luck than anything in that entire campaign. Okay, so the legend of Captain Dissian and the crew of the Alcubierre. I have to include, I'm gonna have to bring them back for something, because those motherfuckers. There's your fucking hero ship, completely by accident. What I'm trying to say is, Harry Kim is the chosen one. It's canon now. Oh, is he gonna level up again? Okay, he didn't level up again. I was about to say, if he goes to level 4, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. Chakotay recruited. I love how the art of Robert Beltran is just staring at the back of Robert Duncan McNeil's head like, I'ma kill that son of a bitch. Motherfucker. It's not far off. It's not far off from canon either. Back on Voyager, Tom Paris breathes a sigh of relief while Chakotay eyes his Starfleet rescuers with suspicion. The Maquis commander struggles to understand this sudden alliance. To be fair, if were I in Chakotay's place, I would be struggling to understand B'Elanna playing nice with people too. Also, Tuvok in a Starfleet uniform is probably going to be doing his fucking head in this version of events. Captain Chakotay, welcome aboard Voyager. I'm Captain Catherine Janeway and Mr. Paris. It's good to have my pilot back. Wait, no champagne? Not even the replicated? I'm Commander Chakotay of the Maquis. Torres, what's going on here? Long story, Chakotay. Short version, we're stuck with Federation sycophants in the Delta Quadrant. I almost like this version of events better just because B'Elanna is so done with everybody. But then again, I am from Texas. I'm a little biased when it comes to the behavior of the Latina grease monkey here. So, I'm just full disclosure. And we share a common goal, getting back home. Anything you learned on the planet could help us. Ask if they learned anything about the Caretaker. Did you learn anything about the Caretaker? They say he's been acting out of the ordinary lately, abducting people, like us. And he increased their power supply to half a decade. And he destroyed the tunnels. It sounds like he's preparing for something, but what? What have you learned about the Ocampo? Naive, friendly, they don't get out much. And that's good, because they wouldn't survive. Apparently, they've been living underground for longer than anyone can remember. That's true. Our ancestors lived on the surface once. Ancient journals tell us the Caretaker opened a deep chasm and led us underground. Any idea why? They mentioned a warming? The day our surface turned into a desert. On that day, the Caretaker appeared and built our city. Since then, he's provided for the Ocampo. That's you saw that, right? With her shoulder? Yeah, that's a major clipping issue. So I wonder if there's just like... So what that tells me is there's probably just like one body, like one basic female mesh. Probably. And like all of the, like the uniforms and stuff is just sort of like mapped to it. That would make sense. The day our surface, like, they need to fix that, though, holy shit. The day our surface turned into a desert, on that day the Caretaker, da-da-da-da. How selfless of him. Ensign Kim mentioned that the Caretaker provided the Ocampo with a mere 5 years' worth of energy, coupled with the destruction of the access tunnels, and his frequent references to running out of time. The logical conclusion is that he does not intend to continue his role as Caretaker. I believe he is dying. If he dies, how the hell are we supposed to get home? The Caretaker mentioned you might have what he needs. Can you make sense of that? We woke up covered in scabs. The Ocampo said we were sent away to prevent some kind of plague. Except we weren't sick before. They also mentioned others with the same disease, but they didn't last. They died? I want you both in sick. Why didn't you, like, lead with this, both of you? Captain, their condition is unusual. It appears to be a... Like I said, I am tired, but I am also riding, like, I'm also wired on caffeine right now. My tongue be tripping over itself. It appears to be a cellular disruption caused by the introduction of foreign genetic material. Their bodies are rejecting it. Rather violently, I might add. They're fortunate. A few more days and the cellular disruption would have been fatal. Foreign genetic material? For what purpose? An excellent question, Commander. It appears to have been introduced deliberately. Though why anyone would want to inject them with incompatible DNA is beyond my comprehension. I can't fucking talk right now, Jesus! Prognosis, Doctor. I've already started the treatment. With my expertise, they should make a full recovery. The doctor's discovery further confirms my hypothesis, Captain. Aware of his imminent death, the Caretaker is enacting measures to safeguard the Ocampa for as long as possible. However, they will run out of energy eventually, so he seeks a successor, one who would continue his work. This explains the abduction and subsequent testing of individuals from various sectors. If he dies before finding a suitable successor, we'll be stranded. We have to return to the array before it's too late. Captain, given the Caretaker's reluctance to cooperate, a more assertive approach may be necessary. The Vulcan's right. If that overgrown energy blob won't send us home, we'll blast our way out. Phasers, torpedoes, the whole shebang. I believe a bit of tactical planning is in order. Shields first, then phasers. Alright, let's turn on the weapon systems. And staff some people to run them. So, Tuvok can run the phasers. And Chakotay will shoot torpedoes. Our offensive and defensive capabilities have been restored, Captain. We're as ready as we'll ever be. Let's show this quadrant what we're really made of. Funny, but we'll get to it. Alright, so... Chakotay. Stick you in there. Meanwhile, Textury. Oh, we're still researching shit. I forgot. Let's see, 3, 2, system. So we're not likely to be coming back here, but we're full up on duranium, basically. So let's go ahead and hop back here. Inspired workforce. Okay, 1. R. Mess hall. Crew quarters. We don't need that. No, we don't need comfortable quarters. Okay. Research that hydroponics bay. Give Kess something to do. Let's see. Shield generator. We are at max morale. So, yeah, we're basically going to spank whatever tries to fight us in a second. So, let's go ahead and fill up on some deuterium. Just hit the gas station on our way in. Motherfucker. Stations. Gas stations. Plural. There we go. Got more than enough. Enter ship. Okay, hydroponics bay. Combat. Let's see, rotate shield frequency. Let's go ahead and research. Not that it matters. Oh yeah, by the way, Borg tech. Let's see. Regeneration alcoves. Essential for Borg crew. Instead of needing accommodation in quarters, they regenerate here. Accommodates 10x Borg. So we're going with, in case the UI being patterned after Star Trek Picard didn't, you know, tell you, we're completely going with like Picard as a thing, even in this game. Which, as long as we're talking about the 3rd season, I'm okay with it. Let's see, cutting beam. We can give the ship a Borg cutting beam. All of the fucking Borg shit lowers morale, which is funny to me. Shield matrix reduces all damage taken by percent. I don't know what percent, just a percent. -2 morale per cycle. Odd, considering you would think that, you know, having shields that actually worked would raise morale, but okay. Aru facility. Automated regeneration unit, I think. Passively repairs the hull. We're about to get into that. By plus hull per cycle. Passively repairs all system health by percents during combat. So, yeah, that could be busted. Neuroelectric field generator. Treats and heals all sick and injured crew and ex-Borg at half the speed. Capacity to heal up to 20 crew and ex-Borg simultaneously. Let's see. Borg maturation chamber. Oh yeah, produces 1 new crew every cycle. Changes morale production per cycle by -4. So basically, it 3D prints new crew. Because if you remember, the Borg initially were not, like, assimilation was a thing that happened later. The Borg were kind of bred and grown in Q-Who. And in a lot of the early, like, novels and stuff. Let's see, cloaking device. Yeah, we can give Voyager. This is absolutely happening. This is going to happen when the game comes out. One of the first things I do is giving Voyager a motherfucking cloaking device. Because, we ain't in the Alpha Quadrant no more. Waste deassembler produces 60 deuterium every 10 cycles, or 5 uranium from organic or inorganic waste. We are absolutely going to do that. Large hydroponics bay. Oh, we can build a hydroponics bay. Yes. I don't think we have the power to build a hydroponics bay, though. Let's see. Maintenance, crew, technology. Operation 4 power. So this requires 4 power. Oh, we might. We might actually be able to build that. Cargo bay, engineering office, technology. Let's see. This deuterium thing is happening. It is happening. Every 10 cycles, or 5 uranium every 10 cycles from organic or inorganic waste. Deuterium. Always deuterium. So yeah, let's build a hydroponics bay. Oh. Captain, we reached our destination. Orders?
Let's do it. Introduction to space combat in this game. Now, normally, Voyager would not stand a chance in hell in this fight. It seems we were expected, Captain. It's the Kazon. The lead ship is hailing us. They're probably not calling to chat. I'll have our Maquis Raider manned. You'll have the support if this turns into a fight. Excellent idea, but let's see what the Kazons have to say first. So wait, if Torres is in charge of the Raider, what happens? Why are you here? Do you truly believe you can defeat us? All we care about is getting home, Jabin. We will beam over to the array and see if we can arrange that. That's all? After your display of firepower? We do not fear you, but we are not fools. We have no dispute with you. Then leave. The array is ours. This is absurd. We have no intention of challenging you. The array is mine. Leave or face my wrath. Jabin, we can discuss this like two civilized... He's disconnected. And they're powering up their weapons. Okay, so we gotta choose 3 people whose abilities we're gonna use. So I'm going to choose BLT, Tuvok, and let's see. Go ahead and pick Tom Paris or Chakotay. You know what? You know what? Neelix. Neelix to make a rousing speech. Start combat. That's what Neelix is doing. He's walking up behind Tuvok while he's trying to focus on like operating the ship's weapons, and sort of like leaning over and like saying, "Good shot, Mr. Vulcan." Like he's just Tuvok, fucking like you can hear his teeth grinding from across the bridge as he's trying to focus on this life or death battle while Neelix is talking his fucking ear off. Okay, so basically, it's not exactly turn-based. You can relay orders. It's almost like active time. You basically, like, as soon as the fight starts, you just start firing phasers at the guy. And, yeah. You have control over your torpedoes. Defeat Jabin and his fleet. So we are going to target his shields. Yeah, we're going to target his shields. Combat paused. Spacebar. Start firing. In battle, the hero's abilities can be activated either by selecting them with the mouse or by pressing the number keys. A blue countdown indicates that the ability is activated. Yeah. So, shield overcharge. Right. Torpedoes have to be fired manually. Shift key or left trigger on controller. Basically make sure the shields are down. Come on, take down the shields. %. Yeah, Voyager would absolutely not win that fight. They spend most of the show running like hell. That went better than expected. Our raider is still in good shape. I'll keep it close by just in case more Kazon decide to show up. Did I save the fucking... Do I have a fucking wingman? You are strong, Captain, but there is strength in numbers. I have called for reinforcements. The array will be mine. Then I guess we don't have much time. Hail he array. There's your next Stowe character, he array. Well, aren't you persistent? We need you to send us back to where we came from. Impossible. I have barely enough strength to complete my work. I must protect the Ocampa. If I don't, the Kazon will steal their water. They won't be able to survive. You must let go of the Ocampa. Do you ever consider allowing the Ocampa to care for themselves? They're children. Children grow up. They need challenges. Maybe the Ocampa are stronger than you think. So there's actually more dialogue options in there, but because B'Elanna fucked up earlier, we don't get them. You've dragged us into this. You need to send us... Captain, Jabin wasn't bluffing. His reinforcements have arrived. I could try to access the array's system to transport us to the Alpha Quadrant. No, I'm fading. Time is up. If you leave, the array will be left to the Kazon. They will annihilate the Ocampa. In the show, he actually doesn't say to destroy it. Don't listen to him. We'll be stranded. Like, he tries to, like, self-destruct it, but the Kazon ship, after Chakotay does a suicide run at it, crashes into the array, and it damages the self-destruct. So then Voyager's left with the decision either to destroy the array or to use it to get home. But
they don't really have a lot of time to make this call because the Kazon are about to arrive in force. Please protect the Ocampa. What is right and what is easy? The Caretaker fades away, turning into a urinal puck, collapsing into an inert crystalline form. Janeway is now faced with an impossible choice. Return home to the Alpha Quadrant, leaving the Ocampa defenseless, or sacrifice Voyager's return to ensure their safety. The clock is ticking. You can absolutely fuck over the Ocampa and just end the game right there. Like, this actually lets you do it. Which I admit is... I do love that. That the game just lets you go, you can just win the fucking game right now. You can just avoid this shit. He's gone. Captain, the Kazon are closing in. Shall I try to access the primary control systems to send us back? We're not going to do that, but we can. Destroy the array. We never asked to be involved, but we are. I won't trade the lives of the Ocampa for our convenience. Lieutenant Tuvok, ready to try cobalt devices. What are you doing? The array's our only way out of here. I can and I will. Try cobalt devices ready. Fire. Why don't you just do that? That was pre-rendered. Why don't you just do pre-rendered cutscenes instead of in-engine cutscenes then? We'll find another way home, I promise. Who do you think you are, making the decision for all of us? It was the right decision, B'Elanna. The Ocampa. They remind me of our people. We were fighting a more powerful enemy to protect our own. The Ocampa deserve that, too. 70,000 light years. We're really stranded, aren't we? Great. Now I'll definitely miss my next Outmeet review. A missed behavior review should not be your primary concern at this moment, Mr. Paris. Well, thanks, Tuvok. Hadn't thought of that. Jabin is hailing us, Captain. You have made an enemy today. Bzz. Jabin literally hails Voyager. That's actually true to the show as well. Jabin actually literally hails Voyager just to say, hey! Fuck you. Click. Mr. Paris, put some distance between us and this place. Okay, Voyager's hull can be damaged. We'll just put a work team on it. Fly to the marked destination in the third system. So let's go ahead and select an engineering office. Let's see. Currently unassigned. Assigned to hull repair. Oh, never mind. Our hull is fine. We have a... management. Switch off. Stellar cartography. We have a fucking Maquis Raider with us, don't we? Maquis Raider ally! We saved it! So let's see. Recruitment costs. 2 dilithium, 100 deuterium, per cycle costs 6 food. Yeah, we saved the Raider. Wait, does that mean we can save the Equinox later on? Can we save the Dauntless? Can I have a posse of Voyager, the Equinox, and the Dauntless? I mean, shit, if it's just Voyager, the Equinox, and a Raider, that's huge. Oh, wait, you could actually just, like, legit just take the fucking Dauntless and go home, can't you? You could probably just take the Dauntless and go home.
Hydroponics Bay. Where the fuck am I? Okay, there I am. Yeah, there is no real reason to scan everything, but I'm going to do it anyways. This system is huge compared to what it normally looks like for me. Like, both times I've been through this, the system has been, like, way smaller than this. There's a lot of resources here. Holy shit. Holy shit. Well, let's start gassing up. Average. Let's get that metal. Rotate shield frequency. Captain's acknowledgement. Hell yeah. Captain gives everybody a verbal pat on the back. Production progress, remaining heroes. We're going to assign Kess to this. Basically what she was doing on the show, anyways. And let's see. We're going to assign the doctor to sickbay because why the fuck wouldn't you? You can assign Paris to sickbay. That's funny. System. It's just sort of like there really is no reason to like risk a lot. At least not in this demo. There isn't. God, look at all this shit. See, Axial Freighter. Of course. Plus 38. Yep. Let's see. Sure, we'll build an additional cargo bay. Let's see. Class D planet. So sometimes you get like these little mini away missions. Can provide valuable scientific insights. All right, special team. Watch it fail. Mission outcome excellent. Numerous bodies were discovered in varying stages of decomposition. Each was covered in a fibrous, membrane-like substance, creating a disturbing scene. Let's see. Examine the bodies for clues. Let's see. For residual energy or anomalies. Let's see. Ultra-thin reactor plating. Ooh. Body seemed to be from another dimension. A note hints the asteroid is viewed as a passage to the afterlife. Interesting. That's new. Reduces damage by 25% when warp core suffers damage. Interesting. Okay, so you can unlock stuff. By doing those. That's interesting. Nice. This demo is very tight-fisted with tritanium. Captain's acknowledgement. So,
I'm going to go ahead and research the small battery compartment. Let's get that going. Not that it matters because we're at the very end of the demo, but, you know, if I were playing it for real. Yeah, so I could build the cargo bay here, but then... Yeah, we're going to turn off... We don't need the torpedo launch bay right now. Switch that off. Cargo bay. Okay. We already have like 100 food. Bridge. 2 lithium, 1 deuterium. That's going to cost 6 food. Monkey Raider ally. Duration 999 cycles. Cost per cycle. Food minus 6. Yeah. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. He still hasn't made it his own yet. It is only a matter of time. He is gazing out the windows, contemplating tearing out this dining room. Let's see, for a low yield. This always fails, but let's go ahead and... 14. Yeah. It's like, it's not worth it. Like, I can't do jack like, I got 29 titanium. Maybe I can do something with it. Let's see, 1. Can I fix this? No, I can't even bring that back online. I can't do jack shit with it. Energy per cycle, 150 energy per cycle. So yeah, so upgrading this means we can run more shit on the ship, because we're kind of limited to just like 100 points worth of stuff. We could repair the shuttle bay right now, but there's really no point. We can't even open up a new deck. Cargo bay. Battery compartment. Stores up to 50 surplus energy from the warp core. Discharge and temporarily supply missing energy before gray mode is activated when energy consumption exceeds production or there is insufficient deuterium available. So I think this might give me a buffer, essentially, the battery compartment. What the hell do I need for it? So I actually have everything I need to build it. I just have to research it first, despite the fact that I have fucking 2 of them right now. Okay. I'm calm. I'm calm. Let's go ahead and grab some fuel. We don't need 747 here. Look, Starfleet may not be OSHA compliant, but they got a better track record than Boeing has right now, okay? Yep. Cargo bay. Plus 100 morale. We already have max morale. 70,000 light years from home. It seems we're in this together. Your decision didn't win you any friends, Kazon, Maquis, and Starfleet. But I respect you for it. Their anger is justified, but we have more pressing concerns. 2 crews on 1 ship. Well, two ships. Actually, 2 ships. I'm sorry, Chakotay. We've reduced your ship to a combat pet. Stranded in the Delta Quadrant, fighting for survival. I know a thing or two about survival. The Maquis are a motley crew. We had to learn to put our differences aside to work together, to coexist. Coexist, huh? Well, Commander, I'd like to offer you the position of Voyager's first officer. First officer? You're willing to trust the Maquis with that responsibility? Chakotay, you will be the most morally upright motherfucker in the entire show. I'm learning to adapt. This is a new beginning, a chance to forge a new path, together. Neelix, Cass, you wanted to see me? Do you need anything else before you leave? Supplies? Water? Medicine? Well, that's what we wanted to discuss. We'd like to go with you. Before you say anything, Captain, we both very much wanted... This would feel a lot less funky if they were just portraits on the map screen talking. Like, I know that, like, presentation is a big deal, but you don't need it... You don't need, like, the bridge set for everything. And like I said, you could... You see what I was talking about now, where this could have literally just been all sprite work and, like, hand-painted drawings or hand-painted art, and it would have been fine. There is nothing in this game that actually requires Unreal Engine 5 at all. I can offer you so much in this sector, Captain. Need a guide, supplies, contacts, and a cook? Oh, you haven't lived until you've tasted my Anglo-Bosque. I hate that I know how to pronounce that. But more than that, Captain, I can be your morale officer. Keep those smiles bright on this long voyage home. I have a feeling you'll need that. A guide, cook, and a morale officer. That's quite an offer, Mr. Neelix. And Cass, what about you? What do you hope to get? Can we recruit Amelia Earhart? Wait a minute. I just thought of the 37s. Could we recruit Amelia Earhart and have Amelia Earhart flying a fucking starship? Oh, I'm gonna fuck this timeline up. I'm gonna fuck this timeline shit up, man. What do you hope to gain from this journey? I want to see the galaxy. There's so much out there I don't know. So much to explore and discover. Perhaps this journey could help me understand my own telepathic abilities better. Learn more. Develop them. Are you sure about that? But I also want to help. After the doctor cured my wounds, I realized I wanted to help people too. Maybe I could learn from him. Assist in sickbay. Oh god, am I gonna accidentally into the timeline where she and... Am I gonna accidentally into the timeline where she has like an Ocampan baby that Harry Kim marries? Oh no. The Ocampa are a batshit insane, incredibly dumb species with a very dumb reproductive cycle. If you've watched Voyager, you know. It's icky. I think the doctor will be glad to have you. Very well then. Welcome aboard. Captain, you might want to see this. Looks like we've stirred up a little trouble. In a good way, I think. And then, out of nowhere, the Ocampa just beam onto the ship. A sudden distress call reveals Voyager's victory over Jabin sparked a mass escape from the Kazon slave camp. Janeway wastes no time in ordering the desperate survivors to be beamed aboard. Neelix is surprised to find another Talaxian, Zibayan, who was captured while exploring the Ocampa landscape. Gratefully joins the growing crowd of survivors seeking the doctor's care, plus 13 crew. Well, I gotta build 2 more shelters. Alright, everyone, listen up. Deliver speech. Stand strong. Okay. Unite, explore the unknown, and learn. Overcome differences, unite as one. We're alone in an uncharted part of the galaxy, facing unknown dangers. We must work together to survive. Commander Chakotay and I have agreed to unite our crews as one Starfleet crew. Explore. Let's see. Explore, but duty calls us home. As the only Starfleet vessel in the Delta Quadrant, we'll continue to explore, but our primary goal is to find a way back to the Federation. 75 years is unacceptable. Analyze, innovate, find a way home. We'll search for advanced civilizations, wormholes, anomalies, any breakthrough that can shorten our journey. We will analyze, innovate, discover. Somewhere along this journey, we will find a way back. Well spoken. Mr. Purvis, you've proven yourself a skilled pilot and a valuable member of this crew. I hereby appoint you our flight control officer. And for the first time in my life, I don't know what to say. Perhaps a state that you would like to...
Fucking do, fuck.
Perhaps a state you would like to embrace more frequently from now on, Lieutenant Paris. Lieutenant Paris has a nice ring to it, don't you think? Hey, Harry! I bet your own promotion is just around the corner. Oh boy, imagine me becoming captain one day. Har har. That's probably gonna happen by the end of my run, if this is anything to go by. Very well, gentlemen. As first official action in your new position, Lieutenant Paris, set a new course. We're flying home. That's not the line, but okay. You've reached the end of the demo. Yep, that's it. But you can keep playing. I do have to build some fucking quarters for these Ocampans and this Talaxian now. Mind you, I have no clue where the fuck I'm gonna put them. Well, I got a room back here. I can make some crew quarters. Yeah, I can make some crew quarters there. I'd really like to be able to fix one of these fucking decks. Like, I'd really like to be able to get one of these fucking decks working. So, some of these fucking newcomers are gonna have to be sleeping on the... I don't know, they're gonna be sleeping on the floor or some shit. But yes, that is Voyager Into the Unknown, the demo. This went very differently from my previous 2 attempts. I have fucked the timeline straight up. I kept the fucking Raider intact. I now have a wingman. Voyager now has a wingman in the Delta Quadrant. That is fucking huge. Like, the Maquis Raider, that's basically like having a fucking busted Defiant, essentially, flying shotgun with you. That's huge. Like, I don't know how that could be represented, but if you can save, like, for example, if you could save and repair the Equinox, dude, if you could save the Equinox, that's colossal. That changes everything if Voyager has a Nova-class starship flying alongside it. Like, that's actually one of the things that I really hate about that 2-parter is how much the Equinox could have changed everything. Like, how many stories could you have told with the Equinox and Voyager? That's always been something that has bugged me about that 2-parter, is if you had just saved the fucking ship somehow. Like, if you had been able to, like, hang on to that ship. Because the whole point of Voyager was supposed to be a divided crew. Well, now you have 2 ships with 2 separate crews. So what happens, like, what happens with the operational culture, when the operational culture of one of those ships, because you would have had to have staffed them from Voyager's crew, because most of the Equinox crew, if not all, like almost all of them, were dead. So if you had staffed that ship out of the Voyager crew, what would the operational culture of the Equinox have been like compared to Voyager? Like, what would have happened if, like, whoever... It would probably have been Chakotay or something. If Chakotay and Janeway had been at odds more frequently, because they were commanding 2 different ships. Right? And we were talking about, like, the whole thing where they were trying to ship Janeway with Chakotay. If Chakotay is a captain, that makes that possible. without being a massive conflict of interest and breach of professional etiquette. So if that's what you wanted to do, why didn't you just save the fucking Equinox? That's it. That's massive. If you can rescue the Equinox, if you can actually, I don't know how, because the aliens wanted Ransom and they wanted the Equinox. Can you use Ransom's genocide engine to get home? This game has so much potential, and there's so many possibilities as to what you could do, but it does have problems. The UI, I've had to, like, turn this game very low to get the UI to be responsive. There is no reason for this game to run as sluggishly as it does. And it's not just me having problems. Like, the Steam forums, like the Steam discussion board is full of people having problems running this thing. Like, the engine that they're using to run this is like using an elephant rifle to kill an anthill. It's not necessary. This could have been all sprite-based and it would have been fine. Hell, you could have done this in Unreal Engine 3. Like, what you're doing right now, this all could have been done in Unreal Engine 3, for fuck's sake, and it would have probably looked better. Honestly, if you've looked at if you look at the screenshots of, like, Arkham Knight, compared to, like, something that came out this year, Arkham Knight is Arkham Knight is Unreal Engine 3, and it looks like that. It looks amazing. There was no reason for this to be, there was no reason for this to be, man. It could have been different, man. Is that like what the fuck is this? Oh, it's just like a little room, little tchotchke. And the Aero Shuttle. So, something I like is that we will actually, hopefully, be able to get some use out of the fucking Aero Shuttle. Aero Shuttle Bay Level 1. So, nothing happens when I select it, but if we look at the tech tree, engineering, hull integrity, impulse drive, shuttle bay, let's see, 2 additional shuttle slots. So we can have up to, like, 5 shuttle slots. Use the shuttle construction time. So this is actually... So this is actually a thing in here. Actually, they actually take into account, like, shuttle construction time. Okay. Because Voyager went through fucking shuttles like crazy. Like, to the point where they actually added, in Star Trek Prodigy, they actually had the ship capable of, like, 3D printing shuttles, essentially. But you get the Arrow Wing Shuttle Bay. You periodically get a trade offer. Trades require you to trade one resource against another. Trades need a certain amount of time to complete, and only one can be active at a time. So you can dispatch the Arrow Shuttle, or the Arrow Wing, to go do things, which is cool. So the Arrow Wing, or the Arrow Shuttle, however you pronounce it, it's basically a heavy runabout. In fact, the plan was that they were going to use the runabout set from Deep Space Nine for it. Because if you look at the Arrow Shuttle, it's got the same windows as the runabout. And that's basically what it looks like inside. It's a non-modular runabout, essentially. Negotiation tactics. Increases the time that trade offers stay available by 50%. Amount of resources gained per trade improves by 15%. The amount of resources gained per trade improves by an additional 25%. Interesting. So the Arrow Wing is your it is your dedicated trader vessel, essentially. Kind of like Neelix's ship, but not filthy and clean and not foul smelling, with food that tastes good. Yeah. Reduces energy costs for all life supports by 2. Gee, that'd be nice. Liquor spanner. Let's see. Warp drive. Enhanced maneuvering thrusters. The energy threshold for the propulsion system in combat, -1. Let's see. Workshop efficiency. Let's see. Large cargo bay. Oh yeah, that's going to be necessary. That large cargo bay, absolutely going to be fucking necessary to hang on, because the amount of deuterium you're going to need just to do anything. 750. Let's see, dynamic storage. Decreases energy cost of cargo bays and large cargo bays by 1. Yeah, that's going to be necessary too. Let's see, interphasic coil spanner. Reduces initial building, upgrading, or repair times by 15%. Let's see, engineering offices level 2. Now provides up to 2 work teams. Deconstructing buildings now returns all resources. Very nice. Reduce cost by 20%. Let's see, large battery. Up to 300 stored energy before the gray mode gets activated. Yeah, just having like an additional 50% on a deck to provide a little bit of extra power is huge. But here's the thing that really has me wondering. Equinox antimatter injector. So the deal about the Equinox is they are basically killing and using an alien species to fuel their warp engines. And they made their warp drive real fucking fast as a result. Like, fast enough that they were going to get back to, like, the Alpha Quadrant in a matter of months. Gray mode now provides 50 energy instead of 20. So I imagine you would have to save the Equinox to get that. Let's see. Commendation ceremony. No. Boost morale even further. Yeah, we blow shit up. Yeah. Disruptors. Enables the use of a disruptor array in combat. Fires a pulse that deals high damage to shields but deals low damage against hull. Let's see. Regenerative shielding. Voyager is supposed to already have that. Shield recharge rate by 25%. And increases rewards after one comment by an additional 30%. We only have like one kind of torpedo. Moderate damage to shields and moderate damage to hull. To be perfectly fair, I would rather take that over the disruptors because at least it does the same damage to everything. I'm a big fan of balanced builds. Balanced builds with lots of endurance. Maybe why I fly a Galaxy. Or maybe why I made a steam runner that could tank. Let's see. Biolaboratory. Storage, let's see. It's from food and gel packs from food and tritanium. We're making computers from food. We are Professor Yana from Doctor Who. Let's see. Waste deassembler. Resource production. Deuterium and uranium for organic or inorganic waste by 50%. Oh yeah, so that's 60, so that'll give us an additional 30. So 90 deuterium per cycle. So like 90 deuterium per cycle is like 3 times what we're consuming per cycle right now. So that's huge. So that's going in. Let's see, cortical stimulator. Increases all attributes for heroes and away missions by 20%. Holy shit. Energy dissipator. see, tractor beam. Yeah, this is just chances of success for like random dialogue shit. Field training. Increases XP gain for heroes and away missions by 20%. So 40%, and this makes it 40. 40% experience on away missions. Yep. Kim is going to be the chosen one. Threat assessment. Ambush chances of points of interest while scanning both inside the system and in other systems. Interesting. Allows to scan in and out of nebulas. Yeah, nebulas are, they tend to screw with sensors in Star Trek. Low energy upkeep of hydroponics garden and hydroponics bay by 25. Fuck! That's also huge. Because, food is necessary. People tend to need food to go. You need things to make you go, and those things are usually food. Let's see, emergency quarters level 2. Increases crew capacity by +6. Deteriorates morale per cycle from -1 to -2. Let's see, optimized energy consumption, energy cost -1. Advanced living standards. Increases morale bonus for all officers' quarters by +1. Yeah, the officers' quarters by +2. Increases morale gain by +1 per cycle. So officers' quarters, so that can be 6. 8 crew members. So by upgrading this, if you hang on to the emergency quarters for long enough, that you can upgrade crew quarters to level 2. Let's see, 8 +4. So you could, like, put 12 people up in one of these tiles. And the officers' quarters, you can put up only, like, 6, so. We're roughing it. We're in the Delta Quadrant. Let's see, deuterium waste reduction. Increase the number of crew members fed per 1 deuterium by +1. 1 deuterium now feeds 6 crew members. Okay. Enhanced quality. Oh, that's for the mess. Yeah, mess hall. Morale bonus for replicator rations by +5. Double food rations. Double food rations cost 2 food per 3 crew members fed, but increases morale by 8 per cycle. Okay. That's actually real important to have. Like, that's actually something that they used to do in the Age of Sail, is like whenever they wanted to reward you for doing a good job, they order you like double rations. Watch Master and Commander: Far Side of the World, like that. Like they do it all the time in that movie. Also, a really good movie that you should watch anyways. Expanded holodeck program library. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of sketchy holograms along this journey. Cognitive simulation protocols. Morale simulation. Increases morale bonus by an additional +3. Energy cost by -4. Nice. So the morale bonus is +16, 24, 32 every... Morale, +32 morale every cycle. Holy shit. Observation lounge. Morale +6 per cycle produces hull integrity by -40. Well, I guess we ain't gonna be observing or lounging on this trip. Morale stability protocols. Low morale threshold. Penalties are decreased by 25%. Synergistic performance boost. Bonuses are increased by an additional 25%. So, yeah. And Borg, we don't know shit about the Borg yet. So, yeah, I played this 3 times through now. Pretty excited for it. it's got problems. It's got performance issues. And the in-engine cutscenes for space look like dog shit because they got a weird wall in there because they're all done in a room, basically. And I don't know why that room is showing. I don't know what is breaking with regards to this game that is causing that to happen. I don't know why it would be happening, but it's happening. It is what it is. I'll still play it, you know? I'll just play it in the room, essentially. But, I suppose it could be my card. My card is very old. I have a tendency to keep old shit and keep it running for a long time, but it is a little long in the tooth. It might be caused by that, but I've seen a lot of people with a lot more newer cards having a lot of problems with this game. So here's hoping they do a lot of optimization before release. But I'm actually excited for this. I want to see where this goes, because if... like... I don't see... like... Voyager is kind of uniquely positioned. It's so detached from everything else that goes on in Star Trek that it really does lend itself to that kind of tabletop trope of roll a bunch of characters, now you're the crew of Voyager, what do you do? Right? It's not connected to the Dominion War, it's not connected to TNG, it's not connected to anything else. So this is a unique opportunity to start a journey and fuck shit up. And make Harry Kim the chosen one. And I'm all for it. I'm in. I'm excited. Cautiously excited, but this has the potential to be the best Star Trek game that's come out in years. In a very, very long fucking time. Oh, did they let us get the Hazard team? Oh, please tell me they let us have a Hazard team. Please tell me we can have the Hazard team. We can't, probably, because that's Activision, and they probably don't want to reference the Activision stuff, but please. There's always mods. There's always mods. So, like I said, like I've been saying, it's got problems. I hope those problems get fixed. If they do, I hope this game is successful. It has the potential to be successful. It has the potential to be very good. It just has some problem areas that need addressing. What the fuck is going on over here? We got like a nice, we got a bunch of stuff in the ceiling. Oh, there's going to be so much crap going on. So, like, and that's not even really me exaggerating. There's an episode of Voyager where the Doctor straight up starts pimping holographic Vulcans to Tuvok. So, yeah. That is absolutely some shit that's going to be going on in the holodeck, man. You know it and I know it. You know there's some freaky shit going on in the holodeck. There's a reason it can raise morale by 32 per cycle. That's Star Trek Voyager Into the Unknown. And fair enough on that title, because now Voyager has a Maquis Raider flying shotgun. We are and Harry Kim is the chosen one, and we are in uncharted territory with that. So, fair enough on that title. I will be covering this when it comes out. I'm excited for it. And I hope you go on that journey with me when it does. Until then, I'll see you guys later.